Welcome back to The Ordinary Guy 2.0. Last night we talked about presence, the difference between occupying space and truly influencing it. We confronted the hard truth that being physically in the room doesn't mean you mentally there. We learned that attention is power, that steadiness builds trust, and that leadership begins with being fully present. That was yesterday's reflection. Tonight, we go a layer deeper. Because even when you're present, something can still quietly sabotage your growth. Tonight, we talk about ego. Ego or growth. Every man reaches moments where he must choose. Protect his ego or pursue growth. Ego feels safe. Growth feels uncomfortable. Ego says, I already know. Growth says, what can I learn? Ego defends. Growth listens. Ego protects image. Growth builds character. The Ordinary Guy 2.0 understands that this choice happens daily, sometimes hourly. Most of the time, it's subtle. It's in the tone of your response. It's in how quickly you interrupt. It's in whether you receive correction calmly or resist it internally. Growth requires humility, and humility requires strength. The subtle forms of ego doesn't always look loud or arrogant. Sometimes it looks defensive. Sometimes it looks like shutting down. Sometimes it looks like sarcasm. Sometimes it looks like silence used as punishment. Ego can disguise itself as confidence. But here's how you know it. Ego, when your main concern is protecting how you look instead of improving who you are. The Ordinary Guy 2.0 doesn't pretend ego doesn't exist. He simply refuses to let it lead. Because ego may win arguments, but it loses influence. Ego may protect pride, but it limits progress. Why growth feels threatening? Growth feels threatening because it exposes gaps. It reveals where you're immature. It highlights blind spots. It forces you to admit you're not finished. And for many men, that's uncomfortable. We're taught to be decisive, strong, capable. But strength isn't the absence of weakness, it's the willingness to refine it. When someone challenges you, your first instinct might be to defend yourself. That's natural. But the upgraded man pauses. He asks, is there something here for me? Not every criticism is valid, right? But every moment is an opportunity to examine yourself. Ego in relationships. Ego damages relationships quietly. It shows up when you have to be right. When you refuse to apologize first. When you turn feedback into a personal attack. When you shut down instead of communicating. Growth, on the other hand, sounds different. Growth says, help me understand. Growth says, I didn't see it that way. Growth says, I can improve. The Ordinary Guy 2.0 understands that leadership at home, S&T about control, it S about maturity. The man who can admit fault builds more respect than the man who hides it. The discipline of humility. Humility isn't weakness, it's discipline. It takes discipline to hold your tongue when you want to snap back. It takes discipline to admit when you misunderstood. It takes discipline to say, you're right. Humility keeps you teachable. A teachable man grows faster than a defensive one. The strongest man in the room is often the one who listens the most. He doesn't need to dominate the conversation because he's secure enough to observe it. Ego is fragile. Humility is stable. Evening reflection, the ego audit. Before you sleep tonight, take inventory. Where did ego show up today? Did you overreact? Did you dismiss someone too quickly? Did you avoid a hard truth? Did you protect pride instead of pursuing clarity? No shame, just honesty. The Ordinary Guy 2.0 audits himself without self-condemnation because awareness is growth, and growth compounds over time. Ask yourself 3 questions tonight. What did I defend too quickly? Where could I have listened better? What will I handle differently tomorrow? Write it down if you need to. Think it through. Don't ignore it. Closing charge. You don't outgrow ego overnight, but you can outgrow it daily. One decision at a time. One pause at a time. One humble response at a time. Growth doesn't require perfection. It requires honesty. Tonight, choose growth over ego. Tomorrow, practice it again. That's how ordinary men become intentional men. This is the Ordinary Guy 2.0, responsibility before ego. If this video resonated with you, I'd love to hear about it. Comment your thoughts below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content as well.